Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight's story is one that starts with hesitation, a little bit of fear, and a whole lot of misunderstanding, but it turns into something unexpectedly beautiful. So sit back, relax, and let's dive in. It was a quiet Friday evening when Daniel Reed, a single dad and successful CEO, sat in his car outside a small, cozy restaurant downtown. The soft glow of the streetlights reflected off his windshield, but his hand stayed firmly on the steering wheel. He wasn't nervous about business deals, he handled million-dollar negotiations like they were nothing. But this? A blind date? That was a different story. Daniel hadn't dated seriously in years. Ever since his wife passed away, his entire world revolved around one person, his 6-year-old daughter, Lily. She was his everything. His reason to wake up early, his reason to come home on time, and his reason to keep going even on the hardest days. Tonight wasn't even his idea. It was his sister who had insisted, practically forcing him to agree to this blind date with someone she described as kind, understanding, and perfect for you. Daniel didn't believe in perfect anymore. Not after losing the love of his life. In the back seat, Lily leaned forward, her small voice breaking the silence. "Daddy, are you scared?" Daniel chuckled softly, glancing at her through the rearview mirror. "Scared? Me? No way." She giggled. "You look scared." He sighed, a small smile forming on his lips. "Maybe just a little nervous." Lily tilted her head thoughtfully. "Is she going to be my new mommy?" That question hit him harder than anything else that night. He paused before answering. "No, sweetheart. Nobody can replace your mommy. This is just meeting someone new." Lily nodded, seemingly satisfied. "Okay. But I hope she's nice." Daniel stepped out of the car, helping Lily out before taking her hand. The plan was simple: meet the woman, have a short dinner, and head home. Lily insisted on coming because the babysitter had cancelled, and Daniel didn't want to reschedule again. As they walked into the restaurant, the warm aroma of freshly cooked food wrapped around them. Soft music played in the background, and the place had a calm, welcoming vibe. A hostess greeted them and led them to a table near the window. "She'll be here any minute," the hostess said with a polite smile. Daniel nodded, adjusting his jacket as he sat down. Lily climbed into her chair, swinging her legs happily as she looked around. A few minutes passed, then another, and just as Daniel was starting to think about leaving, the door opened. A woman stepped in, slightly out of breath, her hair gently tousled as if she had rushed to get there. She scanned the room until her eyes landed on Daniel, and then she smiled. "Daniel?" He stood up, offering a polite nod. "Yes. You must be Emma." "I'm so sorry I'm late," she said quickly. "Traffic was terrible," and her words stopped when she noticed Lily. "Oh," Emma said softly, her expression shifting, not in discomfort, but in warmth. "And who is this?" "This is my daughter, Lily," Daniel replied. Emma crouched slightly to Lily's level. "Hi, Lily. It's really nice to meet you." Lily studied her for a moment, then smiled. "Hi." Daniel watched the interaction carefully. He had seen people react awkwardly around his daughter before, unsure of what to say, or worse, clearly uninterested. But Emma didn't seem like that at all. Still, something felt off. As they sat down and began to talk, Daniel couldn't shake a strange feeling. Emma was kind, polite, and genuinely engaged in conversation. She asked about Lily, about his work, about life. But Daniel found himself holding back. Maybe it was guilt. Maybe it was fear of moving on. Or maybe it was just that he wasn't ready. Halfway through the meal, he checked his watch. "I think we should wrap this up," he said abruptly. Emma blinked, surprised. "Oh, okay. Did something happen?" "I just remembered I have an early meeting tomorrow," he replied, avoiding eye contact. It wasn't entirely a lie, but it wasn't the truth either. Lily looked up at him, confused. "But Daddy, we just got here." Daniel forced a smile. "We'll come back another time, sweetheart." Emma nodded slowly, clearly sensing something wasn't right. "It's okay. I understand." But as Daniel stood up, reaching for his wallet, Lily's small voice cut through the moment, "But Daddy, she's nice." The entire world seemed to pause. Daniel froze. Emma looked at Lily, her eyes softening, and Lily continued, her voice innocent but firm. "You said we should meet nice people. And she's nice." Daniel swallowed hard, feeling something shift deep inside him. He looked at Emma again, not just as a stranger on a blind date, but as a person. Someone who had shown kindness, patience, and warmth from the moment she walked in, and then he looked at Lily, whose eyes were filled with simple, honest hope. He slowly sat back down. "I'm sorry," he said quietly, turning to Emma. "That was rude of me." Emma gave a small, understanding smile. "It's okay." "No," Daniel shook his head. "It's not. I think I've been trying to run away from something." Lily beamed, clearly pleased that they weren't leaving. Daniel took a deep breath. "If you're still willing, I'd like to start over." Emma nodded. "I'd like that." And just like that, the evening changed. The tension melted away, replaced by genuine conversation. Daniel opened up more, about his life, his struggles, and his fears. Emma listened without judgment, sharing her own experiences in return. Lily, of course, became the center of attention. She told stories, asked questions, and even insisted that Emma try her favorite dessert. At one point, Lily leaned over and whispered loudly to Emma, "I think you're really pretty." Emma laughed, her cheeks turning slightly pink. "Thank you, Lily. I think you're pretty amazing too." Daniel watched them, something warm filling his chest. For the first time in a long while, he felt at ease. The night stretched on longer than he had planned, but for once, he didn't mind. When they finally stepped outside, the air was cool and calm. "I had a really nice time," Emma said. "Me too," Daniel admitted. "And I'm really glad we didn't leave early." Lily squeezed his hand. "See? I told you." They all laughed. There was a brief pause, that familiar moment at the end of a first meeting where anything could happen. "I'd like to see you again," Daniel said. Emma smiled. "I'd like that too." As they said their goodbyes, Lily waved enthusiastically. "Bye, Emma. Next time we can get ice cream." Emma laughed. "It's a deal." Driving home, the silence in the car felt different this time, not heavy, but peaceful. "Daddy?" Lily said softly. "Yes, sweetheart. I like her." Daniel smiled, keeping his eyes on the road. "I do too." And in that moment, he realized something important. Moving forward didn't mean forgetting the past. It didn't mean replacing what he had lost. It simply meant allowing space for something new, something good, and sometimes, it takes the pure honesty of a child to remind us of that. So if you've ever found yourself holding back, afraid to take that next step, remember this story. Sometimes the right people come into our lives when we least expect it, and sometimes, all it takes is a small voice saying, "But she's nice," to change everything. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartfelt moments just like this. See you in the next video.